side. So there's a lot of negative news, I know, but let's take a look at other stuff that's going on. So along with the fact that our offices are considering making working from home a more permanent setup, the government of India is also considering it. So the central government is considering to frame a work from home guideline where staff post-lockdown in a draft paper might continue to work from home for the central government. Now, I'll tell you why I've put this in the good news bracket, right? So they're considering that people from various government offices might be asked to work from home. About 15% of the entire staff might be asked to work from home. So this is why I think that's good news. First of all, actually having people stay at home reduces pollution, it reduces traffic, it reduces the pressure on the public transport system. And so that should really help Delhi, because Delhi is having a lot of problems with all of these. Until the lockdown, was having a lot of problems with all of these things. So actually 15% of the central government workforce is actually working from home. It should ease up a lot of things for Delhi, and that'll be great. So that I see as good news. This is my justification for making it good news. Alright, so Uttar Pradesh government has put out instructions asking that all the private nursing homes and government hospitals that had actually shut down for the lockdown now begin their non-COVID health services. And this is important because while we've been focusing on COVID treatment and COVID prevention, a lot of the other non-COVID ailments are not being treated. And because of that, they've had all of these cases of people having sort of chest pains and not going to the hospital because A, they were afraid of hospitals, and B, because there weren't any doctors on call. So all of that will change, at least in Uttar Pradesh, and I see that as good news. Any good news for Mumbai? I live in Mumbai. Well, we'll get some good news for Mumbai. Alright, so from the PM CARES Fund, then there's been a lot of people have asked, what is the PM CARES Fund being used for, right? So the PM CARES Fund has allocated 1,000 crore rupees for migrant laborers, and they're going to put that into into use. We don't know what the actual breakup is, or what it'll be used for, but 1,000 crore rupees for the PM CARES Fund has been allocated to migrant laborers. 2,000 crore rupees is allocated to buying ventilators, and 100 crore rupees has been allocated to vaccine development from the PM CARES Fund. So this is really important. The idea is to strengthen the existing measures being taken by for the welfare of migrants and the poor, and it will be a lump sum assistance that will be given to the states and be at the disposal of district collectors, municipal commissioners, to strengthen their efforts in providing accommodation facilities, making food arrangements, providing medical treatment and transportation arrangements for migrants. So all of this is being done at the district level. So the district magistrates, the district collectors and the municipal commissioners will be given extra money from the PM CARES Fund to be able to do their jobs, and that's really good news. Really good news. Alright, so here's one, and I'll leave it up to you to decide if you think it's good news or bad news. I think it's good news. So the army has proposed, and this is a proposal, guys, this is not the final decision, it is a proposal, it's a paper that's been written, it's a proposal for a 3-year voluntary tour of duty for patriotism and to battle unemployment. Okay, so the armed forces has basically said that a resurgence of nationalism and patriotism, and the fact that there will be a lot of unemployment in the country, and that's a reality. They have proposed a 3-year internship for young people as soldiers and officers in the army. According to the proposal, as mentioned in the internal note, voluntary tour of duty for youths who want to make a difference and want to check out the defense services before their permanent vocation, but still want to experience the thrill and the adventure of military professionalism. The proposal is a shift from the concept of permanent service in the armed forces. So, I mean, on one side, I think this is a good thing because we will have a lot of unemployment post this COVID lockdown and the economic sort of fallout of all of that. It might be the army could soak up a lot of that unemployment. But the other question to ask ourselves is that the army's employment bill is already very high. Wages plus pension plus, plus all of this, the benefits, is a large chunk of the defense budget goes in that, and there's very little actually left for defense after that. So can the army really afford this? Are these sort of short-term, in 3-year interns going to be paid? What are they going to be paid a month? All of that is to be looked at. But it's an interesting idea. And remember, it's voluntary. So that's an interesting thing as well. So that's a good thing. So the Gujarat government, in my other news, has decided that they will not disconnect electricity of anyone who has failed to pay their bill during this COVID time. So the Gujarat Electricity Board has decided to waive off delayed payment charges and disconnection of customers who failed to make their payments in the ongoing lockdown. Additionally, utilities urging customers to pay their interim bills online. But if you haven't paid their bill, they're not going to disconnect your electricity, and that is good news. The Delhi High Court has asked the Delhi government to open up the border between Gurgaon and Delhi for those who are in essential services and for essential goods to come up and down, because there are doctors, people who work in the municipality, people who work in the Delhi Jal Board who live in Gurgaon and work in Delhi. They've had to come to work, but they can't go back home. So that's so that's a good thing, and people should be happy about that. Someone just popped up saying, when you are on the road, take a longer mic. So here's the thing, right? Tarun 17. I have a little lapel mic with a very long cord, but I don't have that. So it's not a boom, right? So I don't have a stick to put it on. And right now, because of the lockdown, I can't even buy one. So I'm actually going to have to figure out some jugaad, because I'm going out again tomorrow. We'll have to come up with something so that also social distancing. The problem is, because I don't have a stick, I can't, I have to lean forward to actually be able to put the mic in front of someone. So I'll have to figure out that solution. But that's really cool of you to have noticed, and I think that's sweet. Hang on. Troy KC 1992. Would you be able to please tell me she says she's facing domestic violence. Can you tell me which city you're in and if there's anything we can do to help you? One second, let me just... 1 second, guys. I'm just going to try and locate her before we lose her. She drops out of the live. Let's see. 1992. Okay, I found her. Alright, so I'm sending you a message right now. Just check your DMs. Alright, so Troy KC, I've sent you a message. Just check your DM. I'm waiting for your response, and we'll see if there's anything we can do to help you right now. Don't worry, you are not alone. We're from all of the cities, and right now we'll figure out how to move you out and how to give you a place. She just pinged me saying she's facing domestic violence, and we've seen an increase of domestic violence, in this lockdown. So if there's anything we can do, guys, we'll try and figure it out right now, and we'll try and help out, because so there is a guideline that's being put out, and I'm going to take a detour from good news for a second. There's a guideline that's being put out on what you can do if you've noticed domestic violence in your neighborhood. One of the things you can do is make the assailant, the perpetrator of the violence, aware of the fact that if it's somewhere close to you, you can hear fighting in the next apartment, ring the doorbell or cause a distraction, or go over there and make it stop one way or the other. The other thing is to try and find a way to inform the victim that you are aware and you are here to help and you are willing to help if necessary. And also, if the victim gives you permission, call the police and ask for help. So these are the things that you can do and the worst thing you can do is say that, it's a private thing, so we can't get involved, because we have to be able to help people. And lockdown is particularly hard for those who are facing violence. I'm just giving her my number. Well, she says she's okay for now. She has to stay there. She doesn't have a choice. And she'll let me know if she needs to be moved. I've just given her my number, but hopefully... okay. She says her dad is helping. So that's good. Dads are awesome, dude. Dads are the best. Physical fitness... Is physical fitness important in this post for defense? I'm assuming that there will be some like physical tests that need to be done. So start working out if you want that. Might be a good idea. Tie a mic to a stick. So here's the thing. Okay, so this is amazing. Troy Casey has said that she wanted to tell me because she felt that by her speaking up and saying that she's facing the violence, that other women will also speak up. And I think that's amazing. That's amazing. You're really brave and you're amazing and you give other people, power to actually speak up. So thank you for coming out and actually saying that. And we're here if you want to speak, if you want to, if you want to address someone, let me know. Let me see. I don't have a selfie stick, so I might have to actually tie the mic on a regular stick that I break from a tree. So let me see if I can if I can come up with that solution. Do you plan to let your hair grow long? So actually, I used to have really long hair. Now see, this much needs to go, right? This is the extra, that needs to this is the extra hair that's grown in the lockdown. I think I might cut it again when things open up. Any updates about the vaccine? So we're still waiting for human testing to happen, and then we'll know human testing, and then we have to get a clearance from various authorities, and then we'll know. There's no clip to the mic. Absolutely. Use a selfie stick. So everybody's giving me no salary benefits, EMI, I have to pay daily expenses to cover. Please cover this topic. Okay? Use a mop stick. Haha, funny. When can we rewatch this? So I put this, use a rod or a stick and tape the mic to it. That's a good idea. Okay, let me see. Why she replied. Yes, she has replied. Let me just see. Other women go through worse. Just wanted to bring mine to light. I don't consider myself a victim. True, but that doesn't mean because other people are going through worse that you should undermine what you are going through. Whatever you're going through is valid and it's important. You are not a victim, you are a survivor, and you're very cool, and we're here for you. Migrants arriving in Karnataka being asked to pay 1,500 rupees a day. Yes, they've been asked to pay 1,500 rupees a day for quarantine, and if they aren't staying in quarantine, they're actually being sent back, which is even worse. Hi from Kuwait. Hello, Merlin de Cruz. Updates on the vaccine, like I told you, we're still waiting for updates on the vaccine from the Rotaract Club of Satyate College. That's really cool. How do we transfer funds to relatives at KEM Hospital? So actually, I'm going back to KEM Hospital tomorrow. Quite honestly, I don't have their contact details, but I'll try and find them and locate them tomorrow, and I'll let you know what we can do. Also, I'll let you, there are some doctors in Mumbai who need PPEs, and I'm also going to meet some of them tomorrow, and as soon as I'm able to meet them, I will find out if if we can put something together and figure it out. Dracarys is on the way. That is true. With a mic taped to a stick, Dracarys is on the way. Thank you for helping someone out. So Troy Casey, I hope you're okay. Yeah, so she seems okay for now, and we'll try and get back in touch with her. Okay, so I'm actually going to, my team and I are actually going to go to KEM Hospital again tomorrow, and we're going to try and access, speak to some of the doctors as well and see what they're going through. So basically in Mumbai, what's happening is there's so much pressure on doctors, and there's so much pressure on space that it's really, really sad. And we have and I'm sure you know that we have the worst number of cases in Mumbai right now. So that's a really difficult thing. So going back to the good news, Residents of a village in Manipur have built 80 huts that will function as quarantine centers for those people who come back to the village. Each hut has been accommodated with a bed, a separate toilet, a gas table, electricity charging socket, and each of them will be in those huts. I think that's really cool. Delhi police has gotten advanced gear to detect body temperature from a safe distance. So it's called the Thermal Corona Combat Headgear. They've got that, combat headgear to be able to tell temperature from a distance. And that's really cool. Also, the other thing I wanted to just cover quickly is that, I don't know if you know, but there's a company in Mumbai called Goki. Goki makes these sort of wristbands, which are fitness wristbands. But they've worked on building in a body temperature check onto their wristband. So it's a wristband that can constantly checks your body temperature to make sure it's normal, and it alerts you as soon as there is a spike. The actor Akshay Kumar has donated 1,000 of these wristbands to the Mumbai police to make sure that they can wear them while they're on duty. And from what I understand, there's also an attempt to sort of distribute them among doctors and among those people who are working in COVID wards right now. So it'll be really cool if, if as soon as there is a spike in temperature, it sort of alerts the person who's wearing it, and, they know that they ought to get tested or they ought to take precautions if at all. So that's a really cool thing. Also, we understand that BCCI has said that India would be willing to self-isolate. Okay, May 8th, all right. India would be willing to self-isolate for 2 weeks in order to play the series against Australia. But Captain Virat Kohli has expressed concerns over playing cricket behind closed doors. So cricket might come back sooner than we expected. And I want to end by showing you two things. These are really cute kids, and I hope that this will cheer you up. So this first one is a 3-year-old boy who's admitted in the isolation ward of a civic hospital in Punjab, who apparently just dances all day and he cheers everybody up. Here is this video. So that's a video on the Tribune.com, which is really cool. So that apparently that 3-year-old is constantly dancing in the COVID ward. But this one is my favorite. So I must warn you, this is a TikTok video. It's going viral. So I'm just going to show you. I mean, I've not done a fact check to see if this has really happened. But it's about a little child who's buying 10 rupees ka kurkure from a shop. It's the cutest thing.
10 रुपए दे तुरतरे
10 रुपए दे
तुरतरे
की चीज
तुरतरे 10 रुपए दे तुरतरे
हैं
10 रुपए दे तुरतरे
10 रुपए दे
तुरतरे
की चीज
तुरतरे 10 रुपए दे तुरतरे
I could watch this all day. 10 rupees ke turture is so cute. Alright, so we're gonna come to I know, right? I can't stop laughing. It's damn cute. And that brings us to the end of Good News Tonight. Remember, guys, things are bad. Okay, but it's not so bad. And there are a lot of really good people who are doing a lot of good work. And so keep your eye on the good work that's happening. Keep your eye on the doctors, on the nurses, on those who are actually like pushing, those who are actually fighting at this point to keep us all safe. Any good news on Dibang Valley? Yes, there's good news on Dibang Valley. The Dibang Valley video, of course it's available. What's wrong? Let me just check. In fact, my team will check on the Dibang Valley video. But the decision on the forest clearance has actually been deferred. So it's not a yes or it's not a no, but it's been deferred. So it's not happening right now, at least, and that's a good thing because that's what we wanted. We didn't want that decision to be made in the middle of the lockdown, so that everyone has some time to process the decision when it does happen. So we're very happy that the FAC has decided to defer that decision. All right, we're going to wrap up now, and we'll come back and I'll see you guys tomorrow. In the meantime, stay home and stay safe. It's a weekend tomorrow. It's Saturday. Some time to breathe.